I am excited to introduce our colleague Marie Lichtenberg, who works for Planet Aid. She serves as the Director of International Partnerships. And so I will just pull up the next set of slides to share. We're excited to hear about Planet Aid's work on promoting gender equality and education for girls. Thank you, Marie, for being here.
Thank you so much, Jennifer and Krista and everyone on the Global Campaign for Education team. You're doing a fantastic job. And I'm happy to share with you today, in honor of the International Day of the Girl, on this panel. So let's go straight to it. You can change the slide. So just to begin, who are we? Planet Aid is US, I'm the Director for International Partnerships, and Planet Aid is the US member of the HPP Federation. And that's a network of 29 local independent organizations. We work in Africa, Asia, Europe, and the Americas. And on a global scale, we impact around 12 million people through 1,200 projects, and it's across all the sectors. So education, health, agriculture, climate change, etc. Girls' education is, of course, a critical pillar, and it's a focus of ours. You can say it's a journey of lifelong learning, and for us, it begins at preschool level, and it continues through college level and beyond. You will see in the presentation the depth and the different angles to girls' education that we implement on the ground. Next slide. Girls' education, it's a driver to meet all SDGs. Why girls' education is critical. We don't need to talk about here. Everybody in this meeting knows it and advocates for it. So I will go to the next slide. What we do, HPP local members, we reach around 600,000 girls and young women in education every year. And one of the points I want to make is most of our programs are co-educational. So they build the next generation of boys and girls learning together as equals. Now, this is important. We do have programs that specifically target girls and girls' education, transitioning from primary to secondary school, etc. All very, very critical. But also at large number of programs we have works both with boys and girls to make them equals and to be sure that we educate everyone. It's about lifelong learning. We work at all the levels, from preschool. We train teachers. We run early childhood education programs. We have a model called Preschools of the Future. We train teachers. We educate a cadre of young female teachers skilled to teach in rural areas, in rural schools where the need is greatest. We also do entrepreneurship courses and resources and provide resources for young women to start up their own businesses. And then we do, last but not least, vocational training of young girls and women and building their skills for job security and for them to build their own future. Next slide. Our approach to inclusive and lifelong learning. I want to make 4 points come through here. We see girls and young women as drivers of their own education and progress. And it takes a curriculum to make sure that happens. It takes a lot of thought, and all the programs from preschool to primary to secondary to college level, we design those programs for the girls and the young women to become drivers of change. Number 2, engaging boys as champions for girls' education and empowerment. As I mentioned earlier, very critical to include the boys in every step of the way. Number 3, understanding that it takes a collective effort to ensure that girls complete school and transition to the next level. And number 4 is important. We do design cost-effective, sustainable, and scalable models. And you will see an example of that in a few minutes. So I'll get back to that when we get to India. Next slide. On the teacher training, in the teacher training area, we operate 48 teacher training colleges, and we have so far graduated around 57,000 young teachers. About half of them are female, impacting around 2.8 million students annually. And on the right side, you can see where those colleges are located. These are brick and mortar colleges. They are a partnership between the local HPP members and the ministries of education to really drive the question about quality for all in the space of teacher training. So these are pre-service teacher training colleges, and the women and men who graduate gets a certificate from the government and are then employed after graduation by the ministries. Next slide. In vocational training, we educate young women in construction, agriculture, business administration, and environmentally focused jobs, green jobs. Next slide. Mozambique is one example of where we are very active and have been so for many years. The local HPP member just celebrated its 40th birthday last week. For Mozambique, we as Planet Aid have been involved and engaged in 25 years now. Just a quick background on Mozambique, you can see 94% of girls in Mozambique enroll in primary school, less than 50% complete basic education, a little more than 19 continue to secondary level, and then only 1% continue on to enroll in college. So this is the precondition in Mozambique. Based on these facts and the challenges emerging in Mozambique, we as Planet Aid have managed a comprehensive USDA-funded McGovern-Dole Food for Education program with ADPP Mozambique as our local partner. I will not say more about Mozambique. I will leave the slides on and skip the next slide and go to India, because just in interest of time. Yes, India. The Kadam model, stepping up. Kadam is Hindi and means stepping up in English. There we are supporting an 11-month accelerated learning program for vulnerable girls and boys in India, grade 1 to 5. And we are targeting both out of school and also children in school with specific learning challenges. We break with tradition by teaching, by introducing participatory methods and also combining theory and practice. We enhance peer education and active learning by working in small teams throughout the program. Next slide. The model is sustainable and scalable. I'm coming back to that. Actually, the government of India is leveraging the program with 50 to 70% of the resources needed to implement. This is, of course, a very important question when you talk about programming. Are they sustainable? We work with the government at national and at state level to make sure that everybody is not just supporting the model, but backs it up with resources. In the model, children, they learn progressively at their own pace, and teachers are trained in how to use tested and proven learning toolkits. And now we go to the next slide, and I will, let's see here. Yeah, here is just a quick slide about our partnership with RIST, Rural India Supporting Trust, between HPP India and RIST. This program, or this partnership, has graduated over 50,000 Kadam students since 19. 50% of them are girls, and then gender equity is integrated throughout the program model by boys and girls learning together with equal responsibility and respect. And the examples of the outcomes are significant. 75% of the out-of-school children reached their age-appropriate learning level by the end of the program, and 96% of Kadam children continued in school 2 years after the program ended. Next slide. And here I will just show you a very quick video clip from the program in India, just to get the reality into the presentation. Go ahead, Krista. The sound will be coming in a minute.
मेरे घर में सर आए थे, मम्मी पापा से बात करी तो उन्होंने नाम लिखवाया था। पहले टेस्ट हुआ, फिर कदम मिली, फिर हमने पहले 1 मिली थी, फिर हम दूसरी करने मतलब जल्दी जल्दी देखते थे 3 ग्रुप में, तो जल्दी से हम आगे बढ़ जाए। तो फिर आगे बढ़े, हम दूसरी पे आ गए थे, फिर हमें मन लगने लगा पढ़ाई में। फिर दूसरी क्लास में सवाल जोड़ घटाने गुणा भाग खेल में सीख गए थे। मम्मी पापा पढ़े नहीं है तो बच्चों को भविष्य बनाने के लिए सोचना है कि पढ़ाना जरूरी है। अगर पढ़ेंगे नहीं तो उनकी जिंदगी खराब होगी, आगे चल के परेशानी पड़ेगी उनको। मार्कशीट मिल गई है, 5 की मार्कशीट मिल गई तो दूसरे स्कूल में दाखिल करा दिया है। हमने अपने घर में नहीं बिठाला। क्यों बिठाना, जब यहाँ से पढ़ चुके हैं तो वहाँ क्यों? सबसे छोटी रोजी है वो पढ़ रही है।
We'll get the next slide just in 1 second. Krista is, yeah. Lessons learned. So this was just a quick clip from the girls' education and boys' education program we do in India. Just a quick summary of lessons learned that I want to share with you. One thing is include issues that affect the girls and their quality of life as an important part of the education curriculum. The dialectics of learning subject matter and testing the new learning in practice is building confidence and capacity to take action. And number 3 is securing an enabling environment within the community at large. So important. Girls, the boys, girls, men, local leaders as champions for girls' rights. Organize girls into groups, ensuring peer support from day 1. We have seen that organizing girls into groups and learning together is critical. And then the last point is longer-term girls' education programs produce deeper results and impact. And I know you all know this, but these were quickly the lessons learned for girls' education and the programming of local members of Humana People to People and with support from Planet Aid.
Thanks so much, Marie, for sharing all the great work that Planet Aid is doing. I see that in the chat there are a few questions. Please keep them coming. And Marie, if you would be able to kindly answer them via chat, that would be great. Without further ado, we are glad to introduce